All right, guys, so check this out. Have you ever heard of Goldbelly? Okay, so it's this amazing site where you can order the most iconic, famous foods from restaurants all across the country, and they will ship it straight to your door. That's right, these guys will ship you Philly cheesesteaks from Jim's or Pat's in Philly, buffalo wings from the Anchor Bar in Buffalo, and even Kansas City's most legendary barbecue. So, if you're looking to host an epic Super Bowl party, go to goldbelly.com and get free shipping and 20% off your first order with promo code GAMEDAY.
What's up, Canuck fans? Welcome to The Line Change, a Vancouver Canucks podcast, which is a presentation of DraftKings Sportsbook, as well as a proud member of the Hockey Podcast Network. Be sure to check out the network for your favorite podcast covering your favorite team at thehockeypodcastnetwork.com, the home of hockey podcasts, every team, everywhere. Now, welcome to the post-game show. Bit of a, I guess you could call this After Dark. Perhaps it'll get maybe a little unleashed. We are going to be joined by Gerald, who's finally back from his trip. So I'm really excited to have Gerald back with us. It's been a few weeks, and actually it's been a little bit since we did a post-game show. I believe the last post-game show we did was game against the Oilers, where I actually live streamed that one. So it's good to be able to do a post-game show again. I know they've been, I haven't been able to do them because of work, so it's great to be able to do it despite the result in this game. I'll admit I did not watch the game from start to finish because I was at work, but I did manage to catch some of it while I was at work because it was so slow and there was nothing to do. So let's go ahead and just dive right in and get started on the goals. Obviously, as you guys can tell, the Sharks end up winning by a score of 5-2. So the San Jose Sharks are 3-0 against the Vancouver Canucks this season. When was the last time that you were able to say that? That we have yet to beat the San Jose Sharks. Whoops. So first goal comes in at a minute 15 seconds into the game. Tom Wielander scores his third of the season. It was actually a beautiful goal, assisted by Elias Pettersson and Jake DeBrusk. So nice little setup from Pettersson and DeBrusk to Wielander and Askarov. Honestly, he didn't even see the puck, so great goal from Wielander. And of course, Macklin Celebrini shortly thereafter would score his 27th of the season. Man, this kid is on absolutely fire. At 151, assisted by Will Smith and Shane Dickinson. This was also a beautiful goal. And one thing I did notice on this goal, nobody was covering Mac. So what do you expect is going to happen if no one's covering Mac and he's wide open? Well, most likely the puck is going to go in the net. So that made it 1-1. And then former Canuck Adam Gaudette scored at 4:43 to make it 2-1 with his 11th of the season, assisted by Eklund and Macklin Celebrini with his 49th assist of the season. And then another former Canuck, Tyler Toffoli, the one that got away, as I like to say, scored his 15th of the season at 5:55, assisted by Wenberg and Dickinson to make it 3-1. And I believe it was at that point that they pulled Lankinen and put in Tolopilo. Obviously, we'll get into Lankinen a little bit later, But Lankinen had a very, very bad night tonight. So those were all the goals in the first period. So quite the lively first period when it comes to goals in this game. Taking a look at the second period, Will Smith would score his 15th of the season at 9:07, assisted by Klingberg and Celebrini. So Celebrini with another assist, his 50th of the season, and that would make it 4-1. I did not catch this goal. I was actually busy closing, glanced back at my phone and saw, it's 4-1 now. And then moving to the third period, John Klingberg would score his 10th of the season on the power play at 28 seconds into the third period, assisted by Will Smith and Celebrini. So Celebrini with a 4-point night in this game, his 51st assist of the season. And then this goal I did manage to catch, Filip Hronek with his 5th of the season on the power play at 9 minutes and 15 seconds of the third period, assisted by Elias Pettersson and Jake DeBrusk. So Petey and DeBrusk with a 2-point night. Obviously, that is good to see, despite, all the losing, but it is good to see those two get on the score sheet. Now, let's take a look at the line score real quick. So as we saw, 3 goals by the Sharks in the first period, 1 by the Canucks, 1 goal by the Sharks in the second, and then 1 goal apiece in the third. Final score 5-2. Shots on goal per period. San Jose outshot the Canucks 15-8 in the first, 12-11 in the second, and shots were tied in the third period at 6 apiece. Final shots were 33-25 in favor of the Sharks. Let's take a look at the game stats. We just went over the Sharks' face-off percentage. The Canucks absolutely dominated in the face-off, a 62.9%, 37.1% for the Sharks. Power play, Canucks were 25%, so they went 1 for 4. The Sharks were 2 for 4 and at a 50%, 15 minutes and penalties each. 30 hits for the Canucks, 17 for the Sharks. Perhaps that may have been a little bit higher if Sherwood actually played. Block shots, 19-12 in favor of the Canucks. Canucks had 14 giveaways. The Sharks had 17. Canucks had 7 takeaways, and the Sharks only had 2. As we mentioned earlier, the Sharks are 3-0 against the Canucks. They beat us back in November, December, and now January. And then, of course, they don't play again until April. So we'll see if the Canucks end up getting swept by the San Jose Sharks. Not something that we say very often, but I'm going to bring in Gerald, who's, as I mentioned, finally back from his vacation, vacation in Asia. So let's bring him back on.
How is that?
Oh, man.
How is this? Is this a lot clearer?
Oh, yeah, that is crisp, as they say.
Nice. How's the audio on this?
Audio is good. I can hear you.
Okay, sounds good. Hi, everyone. I'm back. I'm finally back in. I mean, the back screen doesn't show that I'm home, which is great. Finally, have my Pocket 3 connected. Got my earbuds for audio, for to hear, and then to speak. I got my mic, and hopefully that works for everyone.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I kind of went over a lot for the game, at least, with the goals, a little bit of the stats. Let's actually take a look at the box score together, because we haven't looked at that yet. Oops. So let's take a look at the box score for the Canucks. Garland, nothing across the board except for 2 minutes and penalties. Drew O'Connor was a -2. Garland had an ice time of 15:08. O'Connor, a ice time of 13:41. 1 hit for Drew O'Connor, 2 hits for Garland, 1 block, 3 shots. Hoglander, zeros, 11 minutes and 5 seconds of ice time, 1 shot, 1 hit. Lekaramaki was a -1, 16 minutes and 5 seconds of ice time, 4 shots, 2 hits. So that's good to see. Lekaramaki shooting. Just couldn't beat Askarov. Elias Pettersson, as we mentioned, 2 points, 2 assists, 18 minutes and 10 seconds of ice time. He had no shots, 3 blocks, 2 hits. Bluger, nothing, 2 penalty minutes, 2 shots, 1 block, 2 hits. Ice time of 15:36. So down from his first game that he played when he made his return. Aturatu, zeros. I believe I want to say that's 12 minutes and 23 seconds of ice time. 1 shot, 1 block, 2 hits. Filipino was a -2, 14 minutes and 14 seconds of ice time, 2 shots. DeBrusk, we mentioned, 2 assists, 2 shots on goal, 1 block. Evander Kane, nothing. I mean, he did get into a fight, at least. 12 minutes, 24 seconds of ice time, 1 shot, 3 hits. Ogren, zeros. 13 minutes and 33 seconds of ice time, 1 shot, 2 hits. And then Carlson was -1 with 60 minutes and 23 seconds of ice time, 1 block, 1 hit. So those were the forwards. Let's take a look at the D-man. Tom Verlander got, obviously opened the scoring. Was a +1, 60 minutes and 35 seconds of ice time, 2 shots, 1 block, 1 hit. Hronek with a goal, a beautiful goal. 23 minutes and 39 seconds of ice time, 1 power. His goal was on the power play, 3 shots, 2 blocks, 2 hits. DPD was a -1, 18 minutes and 5 seconds, 1 shot, 2 blocks, 3 hits. Marcus Pettersson was a -2, 20 minutes and 54 seconds of ice time, 3 blocks, 1 hit. Tyler Myers was a +1, 18 minutes and 20 seconds of ice time, 1 shot, 2 blocks. And then Victor Mancini was a -1, 1 shot, 1 block, 5 hits for Mancini. And then we all know Lankinen stunk. 3 goals on 6 shots. And then Tolopilo with 25 saves on 27 shots. And Lankinen had a .500 save percentage in this game. And it took the Sharks under 6 minutes to have him yanked. Yikes.
Well, to be very honest, I was at the game with Justin Credible, and I think neither of us really paid attention to the game much because I'm actually still a bit jet lagged. I got to the game probably halfway through the first period, and it was already 3-1. So I heard the first goal, Willander, on the radio, through the actual the NHL radio, and it's very odd because there's a huge delay in terms of the goals. I was on Bet365 looking to place a bet on Sherwood to score, but obviously Sherwood was not playing. Saw him up in the press box, and there was at least maybe a 2-minute delay. So by the time I got to the arena, it was 3-1. Got some footage of me going into the arena, and it was fine. Everything worked out very well. I arrived at noon today, took a nap when I got back home, and then I was like, the tickets didn't sell. Might as well go and see Macklin Celebrini, Will Smith, Tyler Toffoli, hopefully Sherwood, and unfortunately there was no Sherwood. So got through security very well. Why I'm giving you this step-by-step detail is because you're only going to hear it first here on the line change. Is during the first intermission, I was with Justin Credible, and I bumped into a fan that was wearing a Macklin Celebrini jersey, and I tapped him on the shoulder. He was just in front of us, and I asked him, I said, "Hey, are you from Vancouver?" And he goes, "Yep, Vancouver, born and raised. but Sharks fan through and through, like lifelong Sharks fan. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. So I said, would you be up for doing an interview? So I actually have all this footage on this camera, this new camera right here, which I will somehow edit really soon and show you guys. So I asked them, the typical questions about how it was to be a Sharks fan during the 6 years of the rebuild, or their so-called retool on the fly, or Canucks fans know rebuild in the hybrid mode. So I asked him about that, and he gave me, great content. The interview went well, very well. And at the end of the interview, well, not really at the end of the interview, but I think there was security that was right behind me. I'll have to look through the video, like the actual video that I took. There's someone peering behind me and listening, eavesdropping. And when I said the word tank, someone kind of approached and came. And I was just like, okay, this is quite odd. So continue the conversation and ask them, I was like, do you have any last words, words of advice for Canucks fans? Because you obviously went through it as a Sharks fan. And now you guys are in the process of they're in the wild card 1 spot from my understanding. And he gave his spiel, gave his sort of advice. And I was like, oh, great, thank you. His name was Landon. So shout out to Landon. I'll have that content up really soon. And then he went his way, I went my way, and then I got a tap on the shoulder, and he said, and I was asked by security, who are you with? Like, what are you doing? And I said, I'm just getting content for like Canucks content for YouTube. And she goes, do you have authorization from the team? I was like, I didn't know I need to. She's like, well, you have a camera like this, so it's the handheld Osmo Pocket 3. And she goes, yeah, you're not allowed to do that. So you'll either have to leave the arena, or we're going to have to take care of your device. And I was just like, what is going on here? Like, since when has it been an issue for content creators, for YouTube, to need consent from the team to do interviews of, paying customers, right? So I complied, and I said, okay, cool, that's fine, as long as you don't kick me out from the game. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. Got escorted not only by a security, by also an officer of peace, like an RCMP officer, to the guest services counter at, I think it was 314. Lower bowl, it's 114. And gave them my device, signed a paper, said, I'll pick it up at the end of the game. And that was that. So I was with Justin, and we walked back to our seats, and I was so pissed off. I was like, they have no right to take my camera. So Justin and I, during the second period, this is why we didn't really watch the game much. So this post game, if you're looking for breakdowns of goals, breakdowns of, how the game went, I'll give you bits and snippets of it. But the main thing is, if you're doing content in 2026 at Rogers Arena, be careful, because security will come after you if they see you. Maybe I was stupid, but it was the timing of it was just, and security guard, or the head of security was there. I'm not going to divulge the name. I got the name at the end of the game, and I was shook. Maybe it was jet lag. Maybe it was whatever. So I just complied. So Justin and I, during the second period, we just went through terms and conditions, and they have no right to do that. There's no way in hell they can just grab your camera. I mean, the terms and conditions state that if you have a camera, like a professional camera with a lens that's 35 millimeters and more, then you're not allowed to keep it home. But I have a handheld thing, no lens. So what are they doing, right? And I mean, if you bring a selfie stick into the arena for your phone, that's not allowed. It's stated clearly. I have selfie sticks. Apparently, a selfie stick be used as a weapon. Like you could go and like hit people. Mm-hmm. But so I complied, and then during the second intermission, I went and found the head of security, and I said to them, I went through the terms and conditions. There's no way where in the terms and conditions that you are allowed to take my device away. I mean, I'm lucky because I still have the content on my card, but they didn't make me delete it. Because if they deleted it, I would have left the game. For God's sakes, it was 3-1. Who the hell cares? The thing I missed was the Kane fight. The Kane fight was amazing. Like, that obviously brought up the value for his trade value. Like, him as a player, hopefully, other teams are looking and it's the guy that will drop the gloves, right? But I didn't get any of that content because my camera was at guest services for the whole period. So I went to the head of security and I said, there's nowhere in your terms and conditions that you can take my camera and confiscate it and give it to me at the end of the game. And he goes, what kind of camera do you have? So I explained to him, like, no selfie stick, nothing. He's like, let's go to guest service. We'll go take a look. So I go there and he looks at the camera and he's like, oh, I've never seen this before. It's a goddamn DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I was in China for a week and a bit. Everyone at any sort of tourist attraction had one of these cameras. But the difference is they use them to take pictures and not videos. And I was really pissed. So at the end of the day, I even spoke to the officer. I was like, I hope your camera on your chest is on because I'm not trying to be a nuisance. I'm not trying to cause trouble. I just read my terms and conditions of coming into the arena and I want my camera back. And if I get my camera back, I'm forced to leave. I want to stay here for the game. So the head of security saw it, and he's just like, "It's okay, just go." And I said to him, "Okay, yeah, I won't take videos for the rest of the game." So technically, if that's the case, then anyone that has a smartphone that goes into the arena needs to have their phone checked in. Like if I had some shitty like iPhone 13, 14, the quality is obviously not going to be as good as this. But if you have a 17, the quality is going to be just as good. So why are they not confiscating people with iPhones, 17s, and confiscating my Pocket 3? Do you get where I'm coming from, Tyler?
Oh yeah, totally. Like they're not like, people take videos with their phones all the time at the game. I see it all the time. And I don't see.
So that's why I was really pissed off. 2 loss against the Sharks.
Yeah, and it's like what you and I mentioned before the stream. We both know Jordan's done it. And I don't recall him getting hassled by security. Seemed like this particular security guard just didn't know what they were. I'm wondering if they were new or not a regular security guard there. They just didn't know.
No, the fact is sorry to cut you off, but the fact is I went into the arena, I was recording with this device. And I was talking about, it's so surreal that, less than a day ago I was in Asia and now I'm back and I'm trying to rush in to catch a Canucks game. And as I was going through the security for the tickets, like the person that was scanning, I was still recording. I have video evidence of this. And I go through security. I put my camera down, put my jacket down, took everything, went through, and it was good. I mean, I know the drill. And then he goes to me and says, "Are you YouTube creator? Like, are you YouTuber?" And for me, I consider myself one without a channel right now because I'm doing this with you. But I said yes, and he goes, "Can I look through your bag?" So I was like, "Cool. I'll show you the bag." So just like a little cross bag right here, and I had my wallet and let's not like and this little MP3 player that has a radio so I can listen to the game while I'm at the arena, and a portable, battery charger. So he looked through it. He saw the camera; it was on the actual thing, and he goes, "Yeah, you're good. You're good to go." So how is there discrepancy between people, the security at the door, and the actual security in the game? Like, that's what I don't understand. And I spoke to our gate person. So I'm in 319. I don't really care who knows, but I share seats with a few friends in 319. They are told to confiscate camera, have detachable lenses, like professional cameras. Mine wasn't. He saw it. He was asking me what kind of camera I had, and asked me, how much it was, where he can get it. Like he enjoys taking videos and all that too. So, he was on my side. Respect the guy to bits. He actually let us take some pictures at the end of the game too. And but yeah, it just kind of pisses me off. There's no consistency within the security team. And I had my camera going for the second period and I wanted video of Kane dropping the gloves finally. I don't know. I missed 2 weeks of Canucks hockey, but in my mind, that was like the first time he actually dropped his gloves and showed some sort of, fight, some passion in his game. But yeah, that's sort of my rant for tonight, for this post game. And I appreciate Tyler, getting off work, still doing this. And I still have jet lag, but I really wanted to do this for all of you guys. And also sort of to piggyback off that and thank Tyler for letting me kind of promote what's to come, like a new channel that's going to come. It's not just going to be post games. It's not just going to be interviews. I'm not interfering with Tyler's channel. We're still going to be partners in crime doing, live post games. But I've been doing a lot of interviews with different people, especially this game. So look out for the Macklin Celebrini fan. I also stopped at the Shark Club to meet up with Jordan from Uncensored and did a long, lengthy interview with a Sharks fan that, let's say, she's a proud Bay Area resident that follows the Sharks, and she hates stanchions because of Bieksa. If you know what we're talking about, in the Western Stanley Cup Finals, how Bieksa won because the puck went off the stanchion and he got a clear slap shot and won the game. I think it was a game 7, if I'm not wrong. Is that right? Correct, Tyler?
I think it was game 6.
Game 6?
Or no. I think it was game 5. It was like, I
have a laptop now, 5. So I'm actually gonna go check this out.
Yeah, but I gotta say that's still one of my favorite Canuck moments, like recent Canuck moments, even though it was 2011, but that's one of my favorite moments for sure. Seeing that
so
bounce off the stanchion, and then nobody knows where it is except for Kevin Bieksa and Roberto Luongo.
So this lady that I interviewed, I believe her name is Jessica. I have to go back and look at this, but fact check. Bieksa, double OT game winner, series clincher, May 24th of 2011. So it says a goal you have to see to believe. No one except Kevin Bieksa knew where the puck was as he fires it past Antti Niemi to send the Canucks to the Stanley Cup Finals. Yeah, so that was she was really pissed off. She's like stop. Let's not talk about this. Because when I said to her when I told her to do the interview, I said, give me some insight on why you're a Sharks fan, when you become a Sharks fan, and she had the knowledge in terms of the players, like in the era where Canucks and Sharks had a huge rivalry, and it was like Jumbo Joe, Patrick Marleau. I think Logan Couture was just a rookie at the time, and then you have your Sedins, Bieksa, etc. Right? So that was a really fun interview to do, and I'm really excited to show all of you that because, that's sort of a branch off of what Tyler's doing here on the live post games and his interviews with media and all that. I want to do more interviews with the real people, like the fans. So that's what I've been doing. And even at the game today, when I got my camera back after the second intermission at the end of the game, I interviewed one of the fans that Canuck Clay knows. They got seats from Canuck Clay. And one was following the Canucks since the playoffs. So we're talking about, 23, 24. And another fan that has been to games. This was her second game. So that is another interesting sort of interview that you guys should catch, because you get to sort of understand differences of fan bases. Because right now, I've been getting a lot of heat, especially from Jordan from Uncensored, saying that I'm differentiating, Team Tank and non-Team Tank. And I'm not non-Team Tank, and I'm not Team Tank either. Like, I'm not, like, in the middle. I'm trying to be unbiased. I'm trying to make sure that people understand that even if you're a new fan, you can appreciate what they're doing, or if you're a long-term passionate fan, someone like Justin Credible, gotta do a shout out, that not a lot of people understand that like the reasoning behind Team Tank, right? Because if you lose enough games, then you have a higher chance of getting a higher pick. Tank for McKenna. I mean, to be honest, why go for a tank? This is my personal opinion, and if any of you disagree with it, that's fine. Throw it in the chat, throw it in comments, give me whatever you want. I'm fine with it, because I'm only going to be talking about things that I personally believe in, and it has nothing to do with the line change. So don't hate on the line change if you don't like my opinions. But I just feel organically they should, if they're meant to lose, they're meant to lose. Management has a bit to do with it. And obviously they traded away Kiefer Sherwood. And this is some news to me because I've been away for 2 weeks. But yeah, those things will make a difference to Team Tank. But I don't want to call it Team Tank, because I want to be like, I want content that I do or things that I say to relate to someone like Canuck Clay, who's always trying to be positive. And the word tank is just not really in my vocabulary, right? So the main thing is to let the young players play, give them a chance to make mistakes, learn from their mistakes. And in a year, a couple years, they'll be great, right? Because you're giving them a chance to play, at least play and experience what NHL is all about. You could be like Karamaki and lighting it up in AHL. But at the same time, you won't understand what NHL is all about, right? So if you give them that playing time, you give them that chance, then they'll know how to adjust their game to be a better player in the NHL. So that's why I'm not saying there's only team tank and non-team tank. I'm saying there's a middle ground where, let the players play, let the management deal their deals. If they somehow deal their veterans, keep whatever veterans they think are crucial for the rebuild on the fly or hybrid retool, then great, because you need those players to insert that knowledge on how to play and become better players. And by that time, they'll be able to lead the team, right? So it's not just about Team Tank, because the interviews that I did today, I'm sorry about this long ass rant, Tyler, but I really hope us doing this will let fans understand our standpoint and where we're coming from. Because, at the end of the day, if you're so passionate about your team, I wear a goddamn jersey. I hate when Petey just passes on a power play. I'm still wearing his jersey. I'm a fan that has been cheering. I don't even remember when. Like it's since like the Bure Linden era, for God's sakes. I want the team to do well. So just because I'm not on Team Tank doesn't mean that I'm not a passionate fan. Right? And I think Tyler can also resonate with that too. So just let the kids play, let the team develop, and just be patient with this hybrid retool and let it be like organically. Because I personally cannot go to games and cheer for the Canucks to lose, because that's our team, right? It just defeats the whole purpose of cheering for your team. Like, how are you going to games and just be like, yeah, let's tank, let's like hope the team loses and like gets a better pick? Like, you're not gonna do that. You're paying money to see them give an effort. Like the last few games they've lost, you've seen the effort, so that's already explains it. So it's kind of like those moral victories, but moral victories at this point mean a lot more because they've shown the effort. They're not a bad team, just the result is not what you wanted, and they can't climb up in the standings, and they're still dead last. And at the same time, they're hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll get a higher pick. I don't know if you caught Clay's stream, but doing the simulator, that itself proves it. I think he did it like 5-6 times. Another viewer, another follower of Clay's, did it 15 times before the Canucks got the first round pick or the first overall pick, even though they're dead last. So why bother tanking and deliberately losing when the chances of actually getting the first overall is not guaranteed? That is what I'm trying to say to all of you. And I actually honestly want to hear what Tyler thinks about this.
Yeah, well, you already know I was, not really Team Tank at the beginning. Like I was hesitant, I was like, I don't want them to just lose. I'll admit I've kind of leaned more towards the tank, but at the same time, it's like what you just said. I still want them to compete. I don't want them to just, not show any effort in games. I still want to see some effort, get the young guys in there, get them playing, get them reps. And if we lose, we lose. At least show some effort. Now, I don't know. I know you were traveling a lot the other day, but I did a video pretty late last night, and I went off on the team. Now, you know me, I don't usually go off on the team, but I went off, and it relates to the whole Besser elbow thing. So if you guys want to check that out, go ahead, check that out. You can see me like rant
Rust.
about the team and actually show a lot of, show a lot of passion. And it was basically just me like criticizing the team and their, lack of, toughness and not really standing out for Besser. And there's a reason why I kind of went off on that. It's just a lot of it has to do with the fact that it was Besser, because the guy's given so much to this team and this city, and I didn't think he, deserved that. I would have done the same thing if it was another player, because it was. But you're watching it, nice. But because it was Besser,
I'm trying to find the link because there's a few people I want to send this out to.
Okay, but
continue. Sorry,
like
off. You were saying about Besser. Sorry.
Yeah, I went off. If you guys end up watching it, for lack of a better term, I basically called the team a bunch of sissies for not doing anything.
Nice.
I know. I know some of the. I know some of the players, probably didn't see what happened. Like guys like Doc, because he was on the ice, they were, getting dogpiled on, so he couldn't have seen Besser have that happen. Hronek probably may have seen it because he would have been at, close towards the point. So, he didn't step in. I know everyone is saying, PD actually skated over to Rust and talked to him. What the fuck is that gonna do? Are you like man? Like, I don't expect PD to do anything, but it's like, really, you went over and talk to him. What, are you gonna talk his ear off, and then fall over like you always do? But the fact that, and then post game,
bro, that was savage, man. Fucking Bambiing it. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm like literally every time I'm watching a game, I'm like watching PD fall, and I'm just like, PD, like nobody touched you, and you fell. Like, work on your lower body, like work on your legs, like seriously. Add some kilos to your legs, man. This upcoming off season. But anyway, I basically went off and showed a lot of passion. I know Duo saw it, and Duo was like, "You are 100% right on this." I talked about how, like, in the past, he commented on it.
Okay,
like the long comment on there was Duo. But I talked about, like, in the past how the Canucks had guys like Rafi Torres, freaking Bieksa. I mean, I did mention Todd Bertuzzi's name. Tough guys that this team used to have. Donald Brashear. Like, you think Brashear, if he was still playing, would have allowed that to happen? Absolutely not. But yeah, it was just mainly about how, like, we don't have any tough guys, but at the same time, yes, we don't have any tough guys right now, but show some grit, stand up for your teammates. You don't need to be a quote unquote tough guy to show a little pushback, So, but yeah, anyway, that was mainly my rant. You guys can go ahead and check it out. It's on the channel. About, I think, 15 minutes long or so. So yeah, definitely go check that out. I mean,
if it's 2 times, it's only 7.5 minutes, so it's not too bad.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. I think Irvin was saying earlier that there's a bit of lag, so let's not do that screen. Yeah. I am back in Vancouver. I'm sorry, I have alcohol here, but that's what's sort of keeping me up right now after 16 days of travel. And I'm super happy to be back home and this live stream time.
Yeah. I do have the 3 stars from the game if you want to look at that. Not that it really means much, but 3 stars. Obviously, Macklin Celebrini, 4 points. Will Smith, 3 points. And then PD, 2 points. So I know I just kind of crunched on him right now, like ripped him. But hey, at least he had 2 points tonight. So, I mean, he probably fell down more than he got for points tonight. So, but hey, at least he put up a couple points, and there were some nice
You know
passes
what's
too.
no, but you know what's funny is that I think it wasn't until the game that you and I went to, I think it was the New York game, that I started telling you, I said, Petey's like Bambi, like he just skipping on the ice and just falling, right? Dude, okay, you know what? But here's something about the game. Ogren, bro, like Ogren in the third period. Because Justin and I sat in our seats for the third period, and we were thinking, can the Canucks claw back and make it a 5-4 game? Or maybe a 5-5 game and the Sharks win 6-5. Yeah, that didn't happen. But Ogren, bro, that dude, that kid is just going at it. I love it. I love how that sort of passion, that fire that he has. And you know what, Canucks fans, there's and he's not, but there is that fight. At the end, if a year from now, 2 years from now, hopefully him and Lekaramaki are back on the same line. Bro, these kids know each other for like 20 years. And to be able to be on the same line, playing with each other, knowing each other's tendencies, having that chemistry, it will work. And hopefully Hogs and PD find that magic again. If PD isn't good, the Sharks fan that I interviewed, I think her name is Jess. Let me just double check. I want to, at this point right now, when I have all this set up, I want to make sure I have the whole fact check thing, because I've been going off a whim and just Jackie. Her name's Jackie, and she's American from the Bay Area, and she listens to Merrick, surprisingly. And she says that when your team is dead last or not doing very well, the most you can sell is hope. And what she ended the interview with was, the team is never, or it's not always going to be like this. As long as you're able to grind it out with the team, stick it out, at some point there is an upward trend. Just like the Sharks, they went through 6 years. 6 years of the so-called tank. But for them, they didn't call it a tank. They called it a retool when Mike Greer came in, traded off Couture, traded off some assets to get, good picks. And that's where the Canucks are at right now. And, looking in the pipelines, AHL doesn't look great, but if you have players like Lekaramaki, Ogren, Mancini, yes, Mancini and not Mancini. You know what I'm referring to. But yeah, and DPD, Junior, and who else? Like, if you have Hronik mentoring the D, like Mancini and DPD, who else? Willander, who scored a goal tonight. That was pretty nice. It's good to go. And then, Garland's, contract is very good. Like, I see it as very efficient in a sense, for the amount of years, for the amount of pay. He can also coach or player coach these players into into players that actually fight for the team and have that passion and that and play for the crest as opposed to themselves.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to answer this question. I believe Bobby had a question for me. When are you doing more Canucks live streams? I'm not sure. It all depends on my work schedule. So I'm not sure if my work schedule is going to change. I'm working a lot of nights lately. Like all this week, I'm working nights. I don't know about next week just yet, but so yeah, if I'm not working nights, there's a good chance I'll be doing more live streams for sure. But again, it's all depends on my work schedule. So, but yeah. And then, yeah, I see Harry's here. Good to see you, Harry. And yeah, we haven't really talked about your trip. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your trip, if you want?
Yeah, before we do that, just Incredibles here. Shout out to my guy who last minute came to the game with me. Bared it out with me, even though he has to wake up early tomorrow. We went to the Shark Club to see Jordan. Also, Swerve and Irvin. Yeah, that dude's like an encyclopedia for the Canucks.
Yeah.
So shout out to him. Islador, I'm not too sure who that is, but thank you for chiming in. And Bobby, yes, I'm back. I'm finally back in Vancouver. It's been a good 16 days. 16 days of travel. Anyone else? No, I think that's about it. But trip was crazy. So I went from Vancouver to Hong Kong for an actual job interview, which went well. So in terms of Canucks content, if I take this job, I'll be able to do these live post games. It'll be tough because in Asia it'd be in the morning. But for you guys, I'll try my best to work with Tyler and see what we can do. So after Hong Kong, I went to Thailand for a couple days before flying off to a small city in Thailand called Udon Thani for a wedding, which was just mind-blowing. If you guys are able to travel at this point right now, travel when you're young, because okay, I'm so sorry. Because if you're able to do it when you're younger, then that's because you get to experience different cultures, meet people from different walks of life. Got to experience, how Thai people do weddings, how tiring it is. I believe I woke up at like 5:30 local time there to get on a 7-person, like a van to out to the venue to just observe, to experience the traditions and how they, and then had lunch back to the hotel to take a rest. But given me like how I am, I went out to explore and looked at the city, and at that point that day it was the city's anniversary or birthday, and got a lot of good content. So that is the second channel that I'm going to be doing, if anyone was questioning, because I've been talking a lot about this Canucks content coming out in the spring. I have probably about almost a terabyte of video, maybe 750 gigs of video I need to sort out and edit and give the experience of, Hong Kong, Thailand, China, even North Korea. I was there a few days ago. Just some recommendations and all that. So that's another channel that probably will be coming out, I would say, closer to early summer. And I've been loving it. I mean, as tiring as it has been the last 16 days, functioning off of, I think the first few days, from Vancouver to Hong Kong to Bangkok, 72 hours, I probably slept maybe 5 hours. But still was able to, do videos, do interviews, do whatever it is. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. And I thank Tyler for letting me talk about my travel journeys. But last week, after the wedding, a night in Bangkok, and then traveled to Shenzhen, you know what? I will show you guys. Just give me a sec. Tyler, ad-lib for about 8 seconds. I'm going to show you something cool.
All right. We'll answer this question while we wait. When do you think Evander Kane gets traded? I originally said by Thursday. I'm going to say at least – I'm going to say by next week, Evander Kane gets traded. So I did see Evander Kane had some comments about Rick Dhaliwal and him, basically saying, his agent's been giving him permission. I didn't actually watch the video, so I'm not sure what his tone was, but, I saw that and I was just like, really? Why are you ripping on Dolly, man? The guy has all, the sources. So, but yeah, I think he's going to be treated by next week, for sure. I did see, I don't know if you guys saw, but on social media, you guys know Canuck News Summaries. He had a little thing about Evander Kane, and he said at the very bottom, I don't have it here with me, but he said at the bottom, it just apparently hasn't worked out since day one. That being, of course, Evander Kane. And I just have one question to that. Well, then why did you freaking trade for him then in the first place if he hasn't worked out since day one? But that's just, me being like, you guys are goofs then. But anyway, Harry, if we were able to trade Demko and Lanky, could you see Tolo as the starter and Medvedev as the backup? Yeah, I could see Tolo as the starter to start, but then I could also see Medvedev usurping Tolopilo as the starter, a few years down the road. So, welcome back.
Sorry, can I chime in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I chime in? So, okay. This actually, I have to shout out to Wit from Uncensored. He was actually really pissed off when Demko was extended for 3 years because he thought, there's too much risk in that extension. It proves right now because Demko's out for the rest of the season, right? And when they did the extension, technically they didn't have to do the extension until the end of this season, but they did it a year before, and it was all the whole let's keep in here train. So now he's out for the rest of the season. If you look back at it, would you have extended Demko and would you have traded Demko and kept Seelovs? That is kind of the question that should be asked around the whole Canucks verse or the Canucks Twitter verse. Because if you traded Demko and you were able to get, let's say, something just minimal, like say a second round pick and a prospect, would you have done it back then? As opposed to Seelovs, who got a 4th round pick and God, I don't even know who they got back. Was it
I think it was Stillman.
Riley?
Yeah, I think it was Riley Stoll.
Yeah.
And then look at how Seelows was to start the season in Pittsburgh.
Come on, man. Like, if at that point, Demko was already better.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also another sort of group that would say, if you have Seelovs in right now, well, I don't know. Like, they would say the defense is terrible right now. Mm-hmm. But the way I see it is, would you be more confident in Lankinen and Seelovs as a duo than Lankinen and Tolopilo as a duo?
Probably Seelovs and Lankinen.
What would you pick, Ty?
Right now? Probably Seelovs and Lankinen right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at that point, if you have Lankinen and Seelovs, that means you would have traded Demko. And Demko, I'm not even asking for a first. I'm asking for a second and a prospect. Or if, you know what, Edmonton was desperate and they would have given you a first, and maybe we could have gotten Podkolzin back. I'm sorry. I'm in this realm where I'm thinking Podkolzin, like, bro, like, they should not have Podkolzin for Kane. If that was just such a trade, because initially it would have been a fourth for Podkolzin, and then that fourth became Kane. So in reality, it would have been Podkolzin for Kane. And that just, bro, like, unless they get a huge haul for Kane right now, that made no effing sense, to be very honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, while you stepped away real quick, Canuck News Summaries had a little blurb about Kane. You know how he summarizes everything? Well, at the bottom, it said, Kane hasn't fit in since day one. Well, then why the fuck did you trade for him then, if he hasn't fit in since day one? It makes no sense.
No, but you understand and realize why, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
No, because let me tell you. So Besser was not signed at the point when Kane was signed or traded for. It was at the draft. So the draft was in June. So they got Kane. They had Kane and Besser on the same team, but Besser's contract would have ended on June 30th. So actually they had Besser and Kane at the same time, and technically Pius Suter, but they let Pius Suter walk away. It's not that they let him walk away, but they offered him something that was not, of his liking. So if that was the case, taking on $5.1 million, you could have used that money to sign Pius Suter, and the Canucks would be in a much better position right now. Given the Hedl injury, Pius Suter could have slotted in at second. You'd still have Petey. Bluger was out. Then I guess inevitably they would have had to sign Kampf. and because Bluger was out, right? And then you would have Sasson as your fourth. So it just feels like the management took a bet that they thought, in 22, 23, just before the 23-24 season, they made bets that hit. They hit every bet that they signed. And they thought in the 24 offseason they would be able to hit, and none of them hit. That's why they're so bad right now. That is the reason.
Yeah, and then this offseason, none of them hit again, really. all that much. Totally. But yeah, I totally understand why they traded for Kane. I even mentioned that, I think, in that video where I, ranted. They got Kane as an insurance policy because they figured Besser was out the door. So, and then Besser ended up choosing Vancouver and re-signing because, he literally did not want to leave. He even said as so. So yeah, but just seeing, them basically say he hasn't fit in since day one is really frustrating to actually see that. And the fact that they've been trying to trade him for 2 months now, apparently.
That's why I think your buddy Dollywall said that he has permission, or Dan Milstein has permission to facilitate a trade, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's like what I said in the Kane video I did. We heard that they kind of extended that to Sherwood as well, although it was more so the team and Sherwood's agent worked on the trade together. But yeah, I don't see Kane being a Canuck after next week. So I am curious to know where he goes.
Trust, man.
I could see Dallas for sure.
Trust. I'm actually quite excited for Sherwood.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Sharks were the only one that gave up the money without knowing that he would extend or not. And to get what is it, 2 seconds and a prospect?
Yeah.
Bro, take it and run. Seriously, that is my sort of motto. Like, I think I've said it before. I think it was for a PD trade. I can't remember what it was for, but if you can get 2 seconds and a prospect, take it and run, man. Like, I talked to the Sharks fan today during an interview, and they were like, "Yeah, we're really looking forward to Sherwood, but we just don't know too much about him." Bro, like if you look back at his pre-NHL stats, the guy was a goal scorer. He wasn't like a major hitter. He actually scored goals. So maybe he is a late bloomer. And I'll say it here on the line change. Look out, seriously. After he does his extension, maybe he becomes more of a goal scorer than an actual hitter. Because, being a hitter in this league, that really sort of diminishes your longevity for an NHL career, because your body takes in so much, right? And he's probably going to focus more on his hands, which he has it here and there. Kind of streaky. Was the Canucks leader in goals. But seriously, if you had the opportunity to sign him in the off season, so when you extended Demko and extended Sherwood instead of Demko at $3.5 million just for the hits, purely no goal scoring, that would have been a huge bet. That would have been a great bet. And you, with that term, come on, man. If you traded it to another team and he was scoring like this to start the season, imagine the return. It wouldn't be 2 seconds. It'd be a first and like a prime blue chip prospect.
Yeah.
That's how management kind of messed up, because they were snake bitten. They were snake bitten by Dakota Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about experience and what they were worrying about. But imagine if they, like, seriously, in the off season before he went on that tear, they gave him $3.5 million. They gave him 3 and they counted like 3.5, and the Canucks said yes. Bro, imagine $3.5 million for the next 4 or 5 years, and this guy can score. Think about the assets that you're getting back. Think about like that Minnesota first round pick. You package that with whatever other first round pick that you get for Sherwood, you would get at least 2 top 10 guys. that's why I'm not confident in the management right now, because it's all about big bets, big swings. They hit a few in the off season of 23, so 22, 23, but in 23, 24, they definitely messed up. No, let's put it this way: 23, 24, they signed Zadorov pre-Christmas, which was a great signing. But we also lost what? Someone that you have a jersey of. And
you keep going. I'll be right back.
No, sorry. That was the Lindholm trade. The Lindholm trade was for Kuzmenko, a prospect, which was Juno Germo, and someone else. I can't remember. Where did Tyler go? I'm actually really liking this camera.
Sorry, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. You keep going though. Keep going. I'll be right back.
Okay. So me being on a PC right now, on an actual functioning laptop as opposed to my phone, I can actually go through all the comments and all and whatnot. So you know what? Let's go all the way to the top. The pendulum always seems to swing Nucks Sharks. I can't highlight it, unfortunately. And Swerve Nervin is talking about how they owned us 2007 to 2010. Then we consistently beat them in 2011 to 2016, with the exception of the 2013 playoff. Yeah, like that rivalry. The interview that I did, we'll talk about that a little bit. And thank you, Swerve Nervin. Picture is clear, but the frame rate is kind of weird. Yeah, I will figure that out. It could have been the filter earlier. Isildur barely gets seated, and it's a wonder. Pretty quiet crowd after that, I'd expect. You know what? I actually have some footage of the game, and I was surprised. It was pretty tough tonight. And we have Tyler back.
Didn't that look good with you full screen? Man, that looked crisp with you full screen on the line change.
It's clean, man.
Yeah.
I got a good webcam. You can even see, like, you know, out of the 16 days, I have all these like little blemishes here and there. Like, it just, bro, I had no sleep, and I left my face wash at one of the hotels.
Oh man,
which I was super pissed at, but you know, you got to grind through it.
Yeah. Speaking of grinding, while you were gone, I was doing some definite grinding. I believe I've had at least one video every day since Thursday.
Saw props.
Yeah.
Props.
Yeah,
I mean, the last one I saw was JPat, which was quite interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I jokingly said to Clay on his open mic, I didn't slip up this time, so that was a positive. But you know, it was great. Yeah, it was great having JPat on, and him and I talked for quite a while. I think that was over an hour long video. He didn't give me a time limit, so yeah, it was great. And apparently, him and I are going to play air hockey at the next watch party. So
nice.
Because I told him about you.
That JT Miller, that fan with the JT Miller jersey, right?
Yeah. I brought that up to him at the beginning. You know, was like, I you weren't the only friend who messaged me about it. I was like, what? So like I said, I ended up rewatching Rink Wide, and I was like, hey, he's talking about me. Because I'm pretty sure I was the only one wearing a Miller jersey that night, because I didn't see any others. And then so I mentioned that to him, and then him and I had a little exchange on Twitter, because they posted that video of live episode of Rink Wide, and you can see me in the shot talking to somebody. And then so I replied to it saying,
you were. I saw it.
Yeah. So I replied to it saying like, hey, look, it's someone in the JT Miller jersey, and yes, I can confirm he kept his composure during this game and during the air hockey game. So, and I actually got a like from JPat on Twitter. So I told him that was quite a fun little exchange between me and him. So yeah,
bro. You know what? I'm so proud of you because like not just JPat. I think Dolly Wall. You sent me a screen up of Dolly Wall liking one post, and you know, like the last 2 weeks, you've had some great guests.
Yeah, and I'm still looking for more. I'm out there, trying to get more and more. I do feel a little bit of pressure, especially after having Dolly on. I always think, like once I have a guest on, I was like, okay, can I do better? Or can I get someone who's even bigger? So that's kind of where I'm at right now when it comes to guests. I don't want to just keep reusing the same ones. Obviously I'll still have guys like JPat, Quads, and all them, of course. But I'm always trying to find who's, I gotta, so far, Dolly's been like the biggest one. Can I get someone who's potentially bigger? But it's all good, still grinding. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been leaning more into SEO, just to try and, help with views and stuff like that. Actually, you'll probably notice once you fire up your channel and start using the YouTube Studio, there's a AI feature where it can, give you thumbnail title ideas, how to actually do the thumbnail. It'll give you video title ideas that really help with attracting viewers and, hooking people in. I've started using that over the last 7 or 8 videos, and it's really actually helped. So definitely look into that when you start up your channel. As they obviously look at the click-through rate and the impressions and whatnot. So that's really helped. And I've even asked it, how should I do the thumbnail? Like where should I put who? How should I do it? And they've even full on given me an answer on that, saying you should put this person here, this person here. It is a little a little bit of clickbait, but a little bit of clickbait ain't gonna hurt nobody. So, like my video that I did talking, ranting on the Canucks, I had soft.
No, for sure.
In the thumbnail title, in the thumbnail title. So, but yeah. And speaking of your channel, if you need any, like a logo made or something like that, hit your boy up. I can help you out with that for sure.
Bro, I'm leaning on you, man. I'm leaning on you.
No.
I think on Clay's stream, I shot my shot. I need an editor. I need someone that can help me out to edit some videos. So if anyone's down to help out, definitely we'll give the credit out. And if the line change, Tyler can lend a hand to get me started, definitely appreciate it. Because I have a lot of just content, just videos that I've done. I mean, just tonight itself, I thought I would be home, resting up, took a nap after I got back, woke up at 5:30 and I was like, damn, my tickets didn't sell, so I have to go. And then reached out to Justin and he was like, yeah, I can go. I get off at 6. I know Tyler was working late. Irvin was he has family commitments. Clay has his bowling. So it was tough. I mean, even my Shoresy tickets yesterday, I wish I was in town because I heard it was amazing. Just how the Sedins played, Wellwood. Like, I bought those tickets in October, not even knowing that I'd be on vacation. So yeah, it was rough and it was sold out. But what I'm glad is it went to a mother and her son that hopefully enjoyed the game. And even after I donated the tickets to Clay, I somehow got second, like technically a second round prize. Like, yeah, I mean, it worked out for Clay because if I won the March 2nd tickets, then he would have to deal with Shannon and the Shoresy tickets. So, but Clay and I will deal with that in the background. And I'm actually really happy to be home. I can't wait to hit my bed because it's already 1:30. But thank you for all those that are watching. Coach Rob is here, bro. Yeah. Like if we can get Coach Rob on here, I would love it because Coach Rob and I have a, let's say, common acquaintance, and there were some issues, and this acquaintance of ours I actually bumped into at the game and totally avoided me, almost called security on me. So yeah, I mean, my story, like if anyone has seen any of the streams, no matter if it's on the line change on the CCC with Clay, Canuck Clay, or Canucks Uncensored, I'm pretty chill. Like I say what I think, I say what I believe in, and I'll only shoot my shots that I believe in. There's no filter here. I mean, on the line change, there is a bit of a filter because I won't swear because I want to make sure that he doesn't get docked. But on the uncensored, I'll swear as much as I please, just to sort of express what I'm thinking. And this individual that is, let's say, an acquaintance of ours is trying to turn the tables towards us, towards me, and I don't appreciate it. So if Coach Rob, you're down, you know, I think Tyler is okay with sending you the link. If not, I will send you the link and we'll take a chat because you know what? I don't need this person trolling on us, talking nonsense about how they're a victim when they're not. I'll leave it at that. But you know what? There's a bit of messages that's going through. How about we go through some of them, Tyler?
Yeah, we'll go through them a little bit. And then I just realized we're an hour and 22 minutes in, and I haven't even done my sponsor read yet. So, but let's go through some of these messages first, and then I'll do that quickly.
No, let's do the sponsor read. I am gonna mute myself and take my video off, and I'm just gonna go to the washroom quickly.
All right, sounds good. All right, well, I'll do my sponsor read, and then yeah, we'll bring Gerald back on. But I'd like to thank my main and primary sponsor, none other than DraftKings, an official sports betting partner of the NHL.
Hey guys, have you heard of Goldbelly? Oh my God, it's the coolest thing ever. It's this amazing site where they ship the most iconic, famous foods from restaurants across the country, anywhere nationwide. I've never found a more perfect Valentine's gift. They ship Chicago deep dish pizza, New York bagels, Maine lobster rolls, and even Ina Garten's famous cakes. Seriously. So, if you're looking for a Valentine's Day gift for the food lover in your life, head to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT.
Never experienced the jaw-dropping moments that make hockey? Hockey? Well, you can experience them all with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Missouri listeners, listen up. DraftKings Sportsbook is now live in the Show Me State. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN, that's code THPN, to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY, which is 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-78-9777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. Pass-through per wager may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. This is a limited time offer. Copyright NHL 2025, all rights reserved. Oops. Oh. I see a ceiling.
So yeah, let's go through some of the comments that are here.
There we go. Sorry, the video was showing your ceiling. I was like, what's going on here? Gerald turned into a ceiling. But yeah, let's go through these. I believe I have one favorite because I actually quite like this one. Do you think EP40 and Besser lost confidence in the game after trading Hughes away? I believe Besser definitely may have. I know the Hughes trade kind of affected him a little bit. Same thing with Garland, I believe. But I don't think it had really any effect on Petey because he was injured at the time.
I was frozen, so I might as well just... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I don't think Petey lost any confidence when they traded Hughes. Obviously, we saw shortly after the trade that there was some tension, if you want to say, between the two. Their friendship had kind of become a little rocky because of Petey's not being in shape and whatnot, and his work ethic. Hughes had obviously become frustrated with it. Yeah, definitely. I don't think Petey, like I said, but Besser, I can't, obviously confirm that, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did lose some confidence in his game. Same thing with Garland. So, Canucks drafting Veerhoff number 1 instead of McKenna could be a possibility, but we won't know obviously until both the lottery and the draft. But it could be a possibility for sure. Do you think the Canucks could capitalize with the 5-on-3?
Hey, personally, who would you draft?
First overall. I mean, I really like Stenberg. I kind of lean towards Stenberg, but I kind of look at it as though it's a win-win scenario. If you pick McKenna or Stenberg, it's a win-win. So I'd be fine with either, but I am leaning a little bit more towards Stenberg for sure, just because I feel as though, and even talking to Dave Hall about it a couple of weeks ago, when we talked about the prospects and whatnot,
and
he even said that he feels as though Stenberg is more NHL ready than Gavin is right now. So that kind of helped with me leaning towards Stenberg. I mean, I do like the fact that he's Swedish because it seems like this team attracts all Swedes. But at the end of the day, all in all, I'd be satisfied with either one, honestly.
No, but there's a question. Like, Would you pick someone that is NHL ready or has more potential?
Yeah. There we kind of went over that as well. Like, yes, some obviously, those who are in favor of McKenna argue like the upside. Like they kind of compare the upside between McKenna and Stenberg, and Stenberg being NHL ready, but McKenna has a bit of a, you could say he has a higher ceiling. That's a big reason why I'd be satisfied with either. And it's really difficult to actually like literally pick one. And I can imagine, if it's, when it comes draft day and the Canucks do win first overall, it's probably going to be very difficult for them to choose between the two. And I'm glad I'm not, a part of the organization and not, having to deal with that, just being a fan. So I can imagine, the difficulty of choosing between those two particular players for sure.
So McKenna is a left wing, and Verhoff is I don't remember. I think he's like center/right. Oh, sorry. Wow, I'm terrible at this. Obviously, I've been gone for 2 weeks, so I haven't really looked at it. But yeah, so it's like a positional need or the best player available question.
Yeah, that's basically what the teams that's basically what they're working with. Either do you go with the positional need or do you go with the best player available, which would be McKenna in this case.
So I know I started this train, but are you still high on Malhotra?
Yeah, I am. I still am. I actually talked about him with JPat the other day. But no, I'm still high on Caleb. That hasn't wavered at all. But I do know Caleb is, he's ripping up the charts, and could potentially be a top 10 pick, at this rate. And even, I mean, if he keeps going, he may even get into the top 5, probably. If he keeps tearing it up. But I would absolutely love to have him as well as whoever we end up picking, in the top 3. And I actually wonder, could the Canucks be maybe even thinking that too, like them wanting Caleb, and in order for them to do that, would they potentially try and trade up in the draft when it comes to their Minnesota first round pick? Could they maybe try and trade up and potentially get Caleb?
Yeah, I mean, when I looked at it, and Caleb was probably near the bottom of the first round. I was hoping that Minnesota pick might pop and he can get Malhotra, but given how he's performing right now, I don't think, the Canucks don't have a chance. And the only possibility is to trade up. So somehow get another, first round of some sort, or a good prospect that you can trade away and package it with the wild pick and then go for Malhotra.
Yeah, that was actually a big reason why I was kind of hoping we'd get a first for Sherwood. But I'm completely satisfied with the 2 seconds that we got. I'm not as high on the prospect that we got, but I'm really glad that we got the 2 second round picks. But yeah, it does make me wonder if they might do some trades on draft day and maybe try and move up to get a better pick. But Harry asks, could you imagine the Canucks get Gavin McKenna first and then trade EP40, Besser, Demko, and Garland for the 2nd overall pick and wind up with both McKenna and Stenberg? Yeah, no, I don't see that happening.
No, No, not at all. No, because that's just too big of a haul. That's too big of a, in terms of assets, just to get the second overall.
Yeah, that's
I
a bit of
mean,
an overpay.
EP40 would have to have salary retained, or it has to go to a team that can take that on. Besser's at pretty much 8, right?
Yeah,
Or
I think he's at 8.
725.
I think I think it's just under 8. He's at.
And then Demko injured, hip surgery. Garland himself would net
At
a
least
first, I would
a
say.
first, yeah.
Like straight up
First or a second.
with the
at
term
least.
that he has, the contract, it's 6x6. Come on, man. Like a Garland for 6x6. Did you even look at the signings lately? There was another one at like 4x7 point whatever, and it was like a no-name person. Like, I mean, no-name person to us, but it might be someone that's worth it in that hockey market.
Yeah. I think I know what you mean, because I saw, browsing through social media, I think I saw someone got signed today or whatever it is. I forget which team it was, but it was like a known name for sure.
It was 4. Okay, you know what? Hell it. Like, I have my laptop now. I am gonna do the fact check. I'm gonna make sure that we're credible. Give me a second here. We can move on to the next one. Just okay. In your opinion,
all right, we'll do Simon. By the way, good to see you, Simon. In your opinion, what do you think Vancouver should do for move them? I think he's referencing the trade deadline. What do you think the Canucks should do at the deadline? Target D before the Olympic break? No, I think I would say Canucks aren't buying at all. They're not buyers at all. They're sellers for this year's deadline. They're gonna sell off their UFAs. So obviously, we know Kane could be traded, within the next week. And then you got David Kampf, who's a pending UFA. You got Teddy Bluger, who's a pending UFA as well. I could see them trading Kampf by the deadline. I could see them trading Bluger by the deadline. I actually do think Bluger is going to be like the last of them to be traded. Especially, given that Bluger just came back from an injury where he missed basically 3 months. And they're going to want him to get some reps in and to try and maybe boost his value a little bit. And of course, everyone knows Bluger is going to the Olympics, so he'll be playing for Latvia. So the Canucks are probably thinking right now, let him get some reps in, let him, perhaps maybe even get some points, and maybe that'll increase his trade value. And who knows, maybe they could get maybe a third for Bluger. I think getting a second might be a bit of a stretch for Bluger, but he'll basically net you probably something similar to what Kane will probably fetch you. Although on Canucks Army, they do have an article out there, and we actually did a video on it. So if you guys want to check that out, you guys can. Where they basically said Bluger might have some sneaky trade value. And he could maybe net the Canucks a decent, I don't want to call it a haul, but he would get a decent return, basically, is what Bluger would do. And hey, he's put up some points since he's been back. He's played pretty well for someone who just came back from a pretty bad injury where he had a setback. Speaking of setbacks, apparently Marco Rossi suffered a setback. So I don't know what's going on with all these injuries and players suffering setbacks. Like, what is this medical personnel like? In talking to JPAT, we actually posed the question. We asked, should we be questioning the medical staff because of all these injuries, and then I think you nodded off there a little bit. Live. No, it's not good. Yeah, I know. You're. I know you're completely jet lag, but
yeah, bro. It's like
1:45 in the morning.
Yeah, it's. I haven't slept I've slept like 2 hours in the last 24 hours. So.
Well, you just let me know.
What I was looking actually.
Yeah, you just let me know when you want to head out. Just let me know.
So this is what I wanted to share. Can you guys see that right now?
Here, I can pull it up. Oh yeah, this was the guy who signed.
Yeah. 4.75. No, this is what give me a second.
Actually, not here. That looked better.
It's actually a defenseman. So I mean, it actually justifies in a sense. Malinsky by the Avs, a 4-year deal, 4.75. I think he's a right shot defenseman. Yeah. So if you can go through that, then yeah, right shot defenseman. He was drafted in let's see here. Undrafted. So he just got signed in 2023. So that was pretty much a good signing for them.
Mm-hmm. By the way, which style do you guys like more? This one or what we've been doing? Let us know in the chat if you guys are still in there. I kind of like this because it shows the background. Yeah.
That's fine. Let's go through a few more comments. Let's go for about like 12 minutes. So whoever's still here, let's throw in the questions in chat. I really need to sleep to adjust to my jet lag, but yeah, I see and Hangia posting just in the chat. So let's do some of those.
Yeah, maybe they're just saying every little thing is an injury, even if they could play through it just so they get last place. Yeah, definitely a possibility. I think that's just referencing what I said about the medical staff and questioning it. And that whole thing stemmed from the Bouillon injury, how they let him play. Go back out and play, even though he had like a broken like cheekbone. And you could really tell that he wasn't fit to be playing. So that is one reason why Jeff and I both, questioned it. If you knew he was that badly hurt, why would you let him go back out there? And potentially, hurt himself even more. So, but
that's Canucks medical staff for you.
Yep, and also with Demko hearing that they that Demko wanted a second opinion outside of the organization about his hip, kind of telling. Up until the Olympic break for the NHL, how do you think Vancouver? How do you think they're going to do well and no games up until then? Do you think they're going to lose on purpose? No, I don't think they're losing on purpose. They're just not good. It's simple as that. They're just not playing well.
No. Let's rephrase this. They're good. They just can't finish.
Yeah.
And their
I
defense
should
is terrible.
rephrase
Like
that.
watching the game today was just like you let Macklin Celebrini just walk right in front of I think it was Tolopilo at that point, and just get a clean shot. Like,
yeah,
bro, come on, man. Adam Foote, you're like a defenseman. You're an offensive defenseman, but still, like, how do you let that shit happen? Like, that was just disgusting. It was so dirty.
mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, you're totally right. It's like what I mentioned on that first San Jose goal. You leave Mac wide open, he's gonna put the puck in the net. Like nobody was covering Celebrini at all when he when I believe it was Will Smith, passed it up to him and he was wide open. Although granted, everyone was kind of towards Will Smith, was like converging on Will Smith, and that left Celebrini wide open, and he put it past Langdon. So, do you think the Canucks are lacking on chemistry? Yeah. I could definitely see that. We obviously there's some chemistry between the players, certain players, but definitely not enough chemistry. I'm actually trying to think.
Okay, wait.
Some really good chemistry.
Like I got the game score sheet, or the game sheet, or whatever it is from the guest services.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I didn't notice Karamaki on the ice much, and they just recalled him. Mancini was on the ice, but why wouldn't you put Ogren and Karamaki together just to test that? Like, they obviously have chemistry. They've known each other for almost 2 decades. Like, why not just experiment? Like, that's what I question.
Yeah, I think, I forget, may have actually been Clay's stream. I can't remember exactly, but I think I overheard that. Someone saying, give it a shot. It's not going to hurt you to have them both on the same, both on the same line and test it out. And I actually didn't even realize that they didn't test that out. But we all know how Foote does his lines. He has no idea what he's doing. So, not really surprised by that. So, where is Max Sasson at? I mean, granted, I wasn't watching, focusing too much on watching the game, because of me being at work and, kind of popping in and out on it. But yeah, no, I didn't really notice, at least when I was watching. I didn't really notice Sasson at all, really. And I can't confirm whether or not he actually played tonight. Did we even actually? I mean, I got rid of the all the stats. Actually, let's see if I can bring it back up. Give me 1 sec here. I'll see if I can bring it back up. We can look at the box score. Yeah, Sasson did not play tonight. It looks like he was a healthy scratch because he's not on here at all. They watched Obi play with 5 different lines the other night, but I didn't think to play Lex with Ogren. Yeah. Yeah, definitely classic Adam Foote for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still wondering if Foote will be. Why they're not going to fire Foote before the end of the season, and I could see him maybe to start the season next year, but I don't see him having a very, long leash. For sure.
Bro, I'm just gonna call it. He's done by the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I want to say that he's done by the end of the season, but I wouldn't be surprised if they kept him around for like the start of the season, and if they have a poor start, he gets the boot. Pun intended, by the way. Or if he gets the foot. There you go. There's the pun.
Let's go Foot Clan.
Yeah. I mean, hey, still Fan Expo's coming up real fast with the Ninja Turtles and Shredder there. Sam and I were actually looking at photo ops and prices for that. So
I mean, it looks like Hangia and Harry and Simon are still here. So let's just answer those questions. We have about 4 minutes. I am gonna PTFO. Not gonna say the whole thing, but I'm done. I am, and then I'll show one more thing before we go, and that's it.
After the Olympics, how do you think they're gonna do for the rest of the season? Well, I think they're gonna be okay. I mean, I obviously don't see them losing every single game. They're probably gonna sprinkle some wins in there, but I do think they're gonna finish in last, and that is what we all kind of want, or at least as close to last as you possibly. I mean, they got quite the cushion right now, so.
Yo, Ty, like, if it wasn't for the Washington game, they'd be on a 15 or 16 game losing streak.
Yeah.
Like, that's how bad they are right now.
Yeah, and like I said, they've gotten themselves quite the cushion down there in last place. I don't even know who's the closest team to them, but it's like at least like what, 10 points behind or something like that. I mean, the Canucks still don't have 40 points yet. They're like just under 40 points. They're still at like 39.
Yeah, their worst record I think for the season was 59.
So for points, so they're under that bar. They're at under 40 points right now. At least I think last I looked.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they get 45 this year.
Yeah, definitely for sure. But like I said, if they can stay in, 32nd, like we've already said, they're guaranteed at least a top 3 pick. They can't fall past third if they finish in last. Even if they don't win the lottery, they can't fall past third. So
yeah, given their luck, it's very
yeah, definitely. And yeah, Harry's got a great point. Yeah, we'll call it after just this. And Harry's got a great point. Next year is going to be 84 games. The season's going to start in September, not October. Next season. So I honestly completely kind of forgot about that with everything that's going on this year. But yeah, that's a really good point, Harry.
It's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I I don't know how I feel. Like, I don't like that they're extending it by 2 games. I know some would say it's only 2 games, but you can have the season start in September without adding on like 2 extra games. They could have easily kept it at 82 games and just had it, the season start in September. So I don't understand that.
They have a they have a system for that, so it's going to be very tough.
Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of the players aren't too pleased with their summer kind of getting shortened. But yeah, we'll call it. Here we'll quickly do this one. It sucks, but I wasn't even hyped when they beat Washington. Honestly, I was actually surprised that they beat Washington. So, but hey, I think
they beat Washington twice this year.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, aren't they like 2-0 against Washington? So they can beat Washington twice, but they can't beat the Sharks 3 times, in 3 games. But
yeah,
boy,
Sharks have a fast team. They played very well.
Oh yeah, they've got a very good team. Actually, while you were away, I was on a Sharks podcast. Unfortunately, it won't air because apparently it was some quality issue with the audio and some like background noise. So he messaged me today saying he couldn't salvage it, which sucks, but it's okay. Him and I have already talked, and we're gonna try and do something else. So I know it's not Chartle.
It's not SGA.
It's not Chartle. It's not SGA. It's Shark City Hockey. If you guys want to look him up on YouTube, he does have a YouTube channel. But yeah, it's unfortunate that it's not going to see the light of day because we talked about the Sherwood trade. That was the main topic that he wanted. That was the reason why he brought me on, is to talk about Sherwood, and I basically told him, you guys are getting a freaking stud with this guy. So, but yeah, hopefully we'll do something soon. But yeah, I was kind of looking forward to that coming out, but like I said, unfortunate that, and it wasn't on my end. It was he made that clear that it wasn't on my end. It was on something else. So, but yeah, we'll end it there. We're at almost
just
2
get
hours,
it edited.
Yeah. So, and I know you want to get some Z's.
So here, one thing. This is what I actually got. So this is what I got in China, like a mini version and the actual version of the 17 Pro.
Nice.
And I was like, okay, I got to test this out. It's actually on Android, not on Apple. Guess how much it cost me?
I'm not sure. I know prices are different out there than they are here.
It actually says 17X Pro Max 5G. Okay, I shouldn't show that, but yeah. 8 gigs, 256 gigs. So both of these phones I got in Shenzhen, which is like the tech center of so this is the size. It's like a quarter of it. This cost me less than $200 Canadian.
Holy shit. Wow. Man.
Yeah.
Well, next time.
Let me redo the math. Maybe like less than 300. Maybe less than 300.
Okay. But still,
I still gotta test it out.
Still though, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so it actually works.
Oh wow.
Let's see here. So it's like the size of my palm. And let's see here. So the size of my palm, and it has all like the app. It's crazy. Like this is my spare phone now. So if I just need something for texts or phones, it's just, hey, what's up? Like this is the size of it. That's how big it is. So yeah, that trip to Shenzhen for I think 16 hours was definitely worth it. And I don't know. Like I bought it strictly just to test, hopefully for the channel, as opposed to using it daily, because I use my Samsung Fold. But I saw another version of it in China, exclusively for China. 1 terabyte. I think it cost something like $3,500. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm not. Like, I don't have money to throw around just to test it. But yeah, I honestly have been super surprised and grateful I got a chance to check out China. So if you guys get a chance, do it. If you need advice, let me know. I know it's going to be a very tough month and a half because I need to do a lot of editing, so I might actually ask Tyler. But I think he does most of his stuff through StreamYard. I will have to do it through a different means. And once the videos are up, I think maybe once a week I'll do an update, and it'll be like a series of some sort. Hopefully a good sort of storytelling of some sort, and we'll go from there. But we'll be here for the next. Are we going to be here for the next live stream, post game? I think the next game's Ducks, right?
Yeah, I think the next game is tomorrow. So we'll probably do like another one of these because I am.
Is it tomorrow? Holy shit! Is it tomorrow?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, because it's technically Wednesday now. 2:00 in the morning on Wednesday. But the game's on Thursday, I believe, against Anaheim.
It's on Thursday.
So we'll do another like after dark. Although, actually, maybe we don't have to do it after dark because Clay's not doing a stream on Thursday because I know he's traveling to Vegas. So maybe we could take Clay's slot. I could be able to be home by 11 or maybe even 11:30.
10 o'clock? 10 o'clock or 11?
Yeah, so we could probably do like 11:30.
You guys, if you guys, so the few that are here, that are obviously subscribed, as tired as I am, as jet lagged as I am, as much laundry and whatever hell that I need to do, how about I set up a channel by Thursday? If we can do that, then I'll invite Tyler and stream there. If not, if I get that stuff worked out, then we'll do 11:30. If not, we'll do it earlier. I will try to do it earlier, and then whenever Tyler is done, jump on. What do you guys? We'll give you guys. We're at 2 hours and almost 3 minutes. I think we have Harry, Hanga, and Simon here. Give me a. What do you guys think? We'll give you like 2 minutes.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up if you guys want, or thumbs down if you don't. Just make that super easy.
It's not even a thumbs up anymore, Tyler. Just give me a W in the chat.
Wait, what? Harry, we're not going to the game. At least I know I'm not because I'm working.
I think I'll be at the game against Anaheim on Yeah, Harry's asking if we can meet up at.
Yeah, if I go to another game and you're there as well, Harry, yeah, absolutely, one for sure. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be going to a game anytime soon. Again, all depends on my work schedule. I mean, it would be nice if work actually.
Here, put
gave
it
me
this way:
tickets.
if Swerve and Irvin invites me, yeah, if Swerve and Irvin invites me, then I'll go and I'll meet you there. But you got to give Swerve and Irvin some pressure because yeah, I have a lot in the vault right now. Not to be a brag or arrogant or an asshole. Tyler still needs to take me to a game. Swerve and Irvin still needs to take me to a game. It has some sort of pride for me. So if any of those become actual games that we go to, then I'll let you guys know. But Harry, I've met you. I don't know. And Harry invited you to come to Winnipeg with me to watch the Jets. And you just left me on that. So, bro, it's on you. It's on me. Yeah, I am stacking on rain checks, bro. Hang yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have a quarter of the seasons, if not more, and I don't know what game I'm going to. I know if I don't sell the Leafs game, I will be there. I've always wanted to go to the Leafs game because it's just the vibe, the atmosphere is so crazy. But obviously, that's the biggest game of the year, and it's on Saturday. And let me say it here on the line change: the Canucks will win. The Canucks will win by 1 goal. I can't tell you what the actual score is, but the Canucks will win by 1.
Well,
yes, Harry, it was rude of you. You'd be ashamed. But it's all good, man. I got you.
Yeah. I mean, I certainly hope they'll win by 1 because the last time they played the Leafs, they got shut out, and that really sucked because that was the game I was at the watch party. So.
No, but typically the Canucks do well on home ice at a 4 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. puck drop. So yeah, it's odd. If you look at the seasons, like season by season stats, the Canucks have a more dominating record against the Leafs at home. So if you were to bet
plus the Leafs. Plus, the Leafs absolutely suck right now, too.
Yeah, well, they have Joshua. Who else do they have? They have
what, are you saying like
in the
Willie,
press box?
Willie.
So,
Yeah, Willie Matthews.
You know, whatever it is. Willie.
Yeah.
And isn't Matthews out for at least the rest of the season too?
No, he's playing still. But apparently he's not being a very good captain. He's apparently like refusing to speak to the media. or I think it was just that one game.
Sounds like Miller to me, man.
Against Vegas, because it was Marner's return to Toronto, and he didn't speak to the media at all during that game. Although apparently they got thumped by Vegas. So I was watching a little bit of TSN Overdrive of them talking about that earlier today.
Oh yeah, Tanev was in the box or press box with Dakota Joshua and Willie.
Yeah.
One highlight for me for Simon, the last one Simon did. And then we're just going to call it night because we're at like 2:08. So the trip was awesome. I can't share too much of the details, but the friends that I saw today, I actually haven't talked to Tyler about it yet, but the friends that I actually seen, like Tyler and one of my ex-colleagues, Thailand was awesome. It was, I think it's a yearly trip, to be honest. And as much as I want to be back in my bed, which I will be in like 5-10 minutes, yeah, the hotels I stayed in were nice, but it just wasn't my bed. And seriously, like after 15, 16 days, it's like you miss your bed and you just miss home because the weather here is just so much better. Like I dealt with minus 30 plus for the last week. My trip was just, it was tough. I had to deal with, 30 degrees, 33 degrees above Celsius, and then minus 30 degrees Celsius, like a few days later. And it was tough, and not getting sick, I think, was a huge feat. I got a sore throat, took, medication for that. I feel a little better. I think it's due to some alcohol, but yeah, alcohol definitely kills a lot of germs. So if you're a drinker, then I think you're safe. But if you're not, like I'm not a drinker anymore, but it's just to sort of revive me. And yeah, so and one last thing, Harry, I actually prefer the 7:30 games, possible. More of like a thing. So the I-5 teams, we're talking like Seattle, Anaheim, LA, San Jose. Like if they have the 7:30 games, if Vancouver can do that, so that would help out so much more. I wouldn't have missed half of the first period today. But yeah, I think that's about it. Tyler and I will try to do a post game for the Ducks. But him and I will talk behind the scenes and let you update. But Tyler is sponsored by DraftKings. Use the code THPN. I would bet because I'm a betting guy, and the THPN network doesn't really give a rat's, but I would bet the Canucks to win against Toronto, lose against the Ducks, and what other games are there, Tyler? Because it's Ducks,
What?
then the Leafs,
Ducks,
and then are they
Leafs.
done for the Olympic break? I think they have a few more.
I know. I think they have a few more games. Here, let me quickly look. Okay, so it's
While
the Ducks
Tyler
tomorrow,
leaves, I'm just
Leafs on
gonna
Saturday, Utah on Monday, Vegas on Wednesday, and then Wednesday is their last game before the Olympics. So about a week.
Is that against the Knights?
Yeah, on February 4th is the last game before the break.
So 4 games?
Yeah, so we could definitely, I mean, at least I could definitely do potentially Monday for sure, because I usually have Mondays off. And then we'll see, I guess, about Wednesday.
Okay. So I'm going to make a call right here on the line change for THPN. For the road trip of the 4 games, we have Ducks, Leafs. Wasn't Dallas in there too? No, that's in March. Tyler, run that back again. So it was Ducks, Leafs,
Mammoth,
and who else?
and then Vegas.
So Mammoth, Vegas. Okay. I'm gonna go 1-0-1-1. That's 3 games. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna go 1-1-1-1.
All right.
For a total of 3 points. No, sorry, 4 points.
I like it. All right. Yeah, I could probably see that. Yeah, for sure. That lone win being against
So the win
them
against the
stinking
Leafs,
No.
and then they'll tie against the Mammoth. So that's 3 points. But I said 1-1-1. So that would be, and then they would lose to Vegas in overtime. So 4 points. So lose to the Ducks, win against Leafs, a tie against Utah, and then an overtime loss against Vegas.
All right. I like it.
So that's my bets. And if you win money, you better donate to Tyler's channel.
I appreciate that, buddy. Well, but yeah, I know we said we'll end it there like what 10 minutes ago, 5-10 minutes ago. But we will really end it here. I just want to say I'm glad you're back. I'll admit, I missed you. I didn't do a whole lot of post games when you were away, but it wasn't just because you were away. Obviously, work got in the way, but I'm glad you're back, and I'm really excited for your channel. Like I already told you, I'll help you out as much as I can. So, but yeah, I'm really glad you and I were able to do this tonight. I was thinking like, oh, there's another game I'll not be able to do a post game about. Although I did jokingly say to a coworker at work today, after seeing the score, I was like, oh, great. Now I got to go home and talk about this game that I didn't even watch. And they stunk at. Yeah, they got a bit of a chuckle out of it too. So, but once again, I'm glad we were able to do this tonight or this morning rather. And yeah, I'm just really glad that you're back. We'll have to.
Thank you.
When the time allows it, obviously, maybe meet up for a beer or something like that or whatnot. Yeah. Hopefully soon.
Oh,
for sure.
One last thing, just one last thing. If you're thinking of doing some content for the Canucks and you're thinking of doing it at the arena, make sure you do it on your phone. Luckily, I have the device here. So if you're thinking of, actually I have another device downstairs, but this one is the closest that you can get on Amazon, is this little device right here, the DJI Mic Minis. It comes with an actual dongle that you can hook up to your phone, iPhone, Android, and you can use these devices, these speakers, do your interviews and do it through your phone, and they have nothing to say about it because apparently phones are, you can do anything with it. And with my actual Pocket 3 or a GoPro or whatever, they will potentially confiscate it. So that is my advice for tonight. Thank you, Tyler, once again for letting me rant for almost 2 hours. Love doing these with you. Hopefully gets more views, and we'll be back again for another post game, as Tyler said, Is it for the Ducks or for the Leafs? I don't know. You tell me, and we'll just end it at that.
I mean, we could definitely do the Leafs. I mean, if I'm off Sunday, we could definitely do a after dark for sure, and just go super long if we really wanted to. Because like I said, I usually have Sunday, Mondays off. That seems to be, at least the last few weeks, has been my schedule. So, but yeah, we'll let you guys know when we're doing stuff. So, but yeah, definitely looking forward to getting back
if
into
it's on
doing
Saturday. But if it's on Saturday, I can tell you we can have a few more guests. I know of a couple at least that can join us, make this more interesting. But for those that actually stayed until this time, like Harry, Simon, Hangia, Hangia, please like tell me if I'm pronouncing it right. Yeah, we love doing this for you guys, and hopefully, you continue to support the line change. That's part of THPN. And for me, I'll be doing a lot more interviews with fans that give you a better in-depth look at, fan bases for the Canucks, just to get a better understanding, especially from my point of view, and getting less heat on calling it Team Tank rather than the unbiased view of the organic sort of progression. So thank you once again, Tyler, and the line change. Thank you, THPN. We will see you soon, and I'll let Tyler finish off.
If you guys enjoyed, go ahead and hit that like button. There we go. If you want to stay up to date on all your Vancouver Canucks content, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a single video. Also, if you guys are interested, we have our own merchandise. So go ahead, check it out. And actually, Gerald is, I believe, maybe seeing this for the first time. We have our official merchandise store. We have our 1-year anniversary collection available for sale. That includes our updated logo, blue and green, as well as our skate version of the logo. I have already ordered myself one of these hoodies that you see right here in front of you. The black skate one looks, at least to me, looks absolutely fire. Go ahead, check it out at thelinechangepodcast.threadless.com. Also, you can find and interact with us on social media. We're everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, even Blue Sky. Feel free to give us a follow on all of our social media platforms. Also, if you want to have more discussions, chats such as this, feel free to join our official Discord. There is a link to it in the description down below. And guess what? It's completely free to join. Also, if you prefer an audio version of this podcast, you can find us on both Spotify and Apple Podcast. On Spotify, feel free to give us a follow, as well as rate and review us on either platform. It is, of course, greatly appreciated. Also, if you have a favorite episode that you just can't get enough of and want to watch over and over and over again, go ahead and download your favorite episode. That, too, also really helps out the podcast as well. And, of course, we greatly appreciate it. But that's going to do it for Joe.
And just so you know, it's not the first time I've seen that merch. I've seen it before, and Tyler still hasn't offered me any merch to wear, because if he actually offered that to me, then I'd be wearing it to do this live post game. So if you feel that's something that you'd like me to be wearing, leave that in the chat, leave that in the comments, give it a like, give it a W, and Tyler will be sending you some swag to wear for these live post games.
Oh yeah, definitely 100%. I mean, like I said, I'm waiting on my own. It's in the mail right now. I'm gonna be rocking my own, and definitely I'll get you some. I can get that little discount, shop owner discount code for you. But for sure, definitely check out the merch. It's not just hoodies, there's shirts and whatnot. But definitely check that out. And yeah, that's going to do it for this post game. I know we talked a lot about other things other than the game, but at least, you guys still got your guys' game content, and we ended up, rambling for 2.5 hours almost, but that's what we do. But yeah, thanks for joining, guys, and we'll see you on the next line change. Oh.
Hey guys, finding the perfect gift for the food lover in your life is easy, thanks to Goldbelly. Goldbelly ships America's most iconic foods, straight from world-famous restaurants right to your door. So if you want to treat someone to Joe's Stone Crab from Miami, Franklin Barbecue from Texas, or desserts from famous foodies like Ina Garten or Martha Stewart, Goldbelly has you covered. Just go to goldbelly.com and for a limited time, get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT. That's promo code GIFT.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.